Holy One.
A great guy, and his videos are fantastic.
YouTube, it's Holy One, and this is another GEX Reviews. Reviewing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Unfortunately, I cannot post video game footage because Nintendo seems to be copyright striking my video, so unfortunately we'll have to look at a poster board picture. But I wanted to review this game since I played the original back in 2006 on the Game Boy Advanced. And back then, as a kid, I was probably like 12 at the time. And I thought the game was pretty fun for a kid because it was like just mindless dungeon crawling. But now I bought the game out of nostalgia. The game has not been modernized and it hasn't lived up to what it should have been. So let's start with the gameplay. The gameplay has not aged well whatsoever. It's tedious. It's basically rehash all these sort of same old missions over and over and over again. Just to progress the story, you'll have to spend like at least 6 hours just to get to the next story. It'll be like 3 hours, so it's very boring. I mean, maybe if you have your mind on something else, maybe listening to a show or something while you're playing this, but even then, playing your tablet when you could just play a game in the background, which is better. The gameplay does not hold up whatsoever. And the game, if you fail a dungeon, the only way to, let's say you have a bunch of loot, you don't want to store it, and you go into a dungeon and you get one-shotted, the only way for someone to help you is to have them come into your game and save you. And that from what I know, when I played, it requires you to have the Nintendo Online subscription. That's a fail. So if you have a bunch of really good items you've been farming for the last 3 hours, you lose all of it if you die, which is dumb. Because some dungeons are too easy and then some are way difficult, even if you're over-leveled. It'll just punish you immediately. When it comes to story, it's the same story as the original. They just kind of added in some megas in the post-game content. But after you beat the story, there's literally like nothing to do, just like in the original. There is nothing to do except maybe like evolve your Pokemon and build up your camps, I guess, if you want. But there's not really that much post-game content that makes it worth playing afterwards. When it comes to music, the music's okay. It's good. When it comes to the remake in graphical detail, they've kind of made a cel-shaded, which I don't really, it doesn't look as good as the original in my opinion. Like if you can like emulate it at 4K 60 or something. And the frame rate, for some reason, somehow they call this a remake, is dropping below 30 when I'm playing it in tablet mode or on the TV. I can feel it, I can see it. And I'm probably thinking, oh, in a dungeon you don't really need 30 or 60, but if it's a remake, it should be running at 60 frames per second. So overall, and for the price of 60, this game should not have come out at $60. This is a $20 game that Nintendo put the they put the Nintendo Switch tax on it, and they put the Pokemon tax on it, and charge you $60 for that on top of a $20 online subscription if you want to save your character from the dungeon. So overall, a remake from a 15-year-old game. It doesn't hold up. They didn't do anything to make it better or worse. It's just a quick cash grab in my opinion by Game Freak. So if I have to give this game a review, I'm going to give it 4 out of 10. Be my review, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is your boy GEX out.